I grew up with a childhood steeped in music. You know, my family are very musical people. My mother was a singer, a very fine singer. My grandfather was a pianist and a composer, an arranger of male voice choirs and choral music. Mostly based around the church and around the pits in the Upper Valley. I lived in Cardiff for many years, kind of rented accommodation with some incredible people. You know, I lived around musicians. I was trying to cut my teeth really as a singer. I did a lot of backing singing, and I lived and worked with bands and musicians for about 4 years. Like literally there'd be like 7 or 8 of us living in a 2-bedroom flat in Roath. It was incredible.
My name's Simon King, and I'm a good friend of Sean's. We've known each other for too many years to actually say on film. But we used to live in a flat together back in, I can't remember what year.
The 80s.
The 80s, 90s maybe. I don't know. And we used to live with 2 other musicians. Somebody called Andy Moore, who's no longer with us, a great guitarist, good friend of ours, and Kevin Dobie, or Morph. And we used to play in different bands. You know, when we were learning our trade, learning how to play jazz and different styles of music, we all used to sort of live in that house and jam together. It was a real kind of melting pot of different styles and different players. It was really cool.
It's like a language. You'd speak French or you'd speak German. We kind of speak music, and we've got such a steady flow between us that practically every chord progression Simon plays to me, I can hear the melody already, you know, and it's just so easy. I think it's because we've known each other so long and we've been making music for so long, we kind of understand each other on a really deep level.
Yeah, I agree.
On a very musical level.
Walking through a city not your own, underneath the battlements of stone. Take me to your castle up on a hill. Take me in a moment, once again I can breathe. I can breathe. Once again I can breathe. I can breathe. Oh, yeah.
I became pregnant at 19, and it was the middle of the rave season, the rave time, you know, everybody was partying and going crazy, and it just wasn't conducive for me to live in Cardiff anymore, because there were no other, none of my peers had kids, and I needed to be around, you know, families in order to learn how to be a mother. So I moved away to a community in West Wales where there were other older parents with older children and lots of young parents with nippers like my little boy. And we kind of supported each other. We were very broke, you know. It was a communal living, so we all supported each other, which is what I needed. And it was great. It was still, my son still says now that living in the TP in Brecfa was the happiest time of his life. And it probably was one of the happiest times of my life as well.
I think that was a bloody good first go. This is Glanhavrin College, where I tutor the first and second years in their performance degree. It's challenging, but I adore it. I get quite a mixed bunch of young people who come to me mainly for vocal coaching and for performance coaching, and I have to work with that in the background, biddly bee.
I was attracted to Bristol firstly by the music. Massive Attack, Portishead, Smith and Mighty, the clubs and the vibe there was just so attractive to me. I thought that would be a great place for me to put my feet in, you know, and to test the water to see if I could make a career out of the one thing that I really loved, and that was singing and making music. So plus my son's father was there, so he could help me with the parental duties a little bit. That didn't quite work out, but I was in an environment that, you know, that was, again, very, very musical. And I started to, you know, with my son's father's support and also my son going into education, I was able to start to pick up my life and showcase myself as a singer. And the way that I would do that is by emceeing, just rocking up at Trinity or rocking up at a club and just like bouncing on the mic. And instead of rapping or chatting or whatever, spitting my bars, I was singing, and they liked it. You know, the MCs kind of made way for me and let me do that. And I think that's where Kosheen recognised me, or where Decoder and Substance, who were, you know, quite strong in the scene, that's where they recognised me and decided to give me a chance in the studio. So yeah, I mean, I got a great publishing deal. I'm signed to one of the, well, probably the biggest publishing company in the world. And I think they recognise that, you know, I wrote a track, I've written, you know, I've done multi-platinum albums now, and I wrote a track 100 years ago that broke from the underground onto commercial daytime radio. And I just did it again with louder. And I think that was the attraction. So now I'm doing a lot of songwriting. I'm writing for everybody and I'm loving it. It's such a, you know, it's a real flex for a creative to just be thrown into a session and have to create something on the spot. I'm working with amazing producers now. I mean, I love Darren and Mark, but it's just great to see how different people work, how different systems work, to get to the real nitty-gritty of lyric writing and top-line writing. And that's kind of something that I think I'll always be able to do. And it's something that I'm getting better at as I get older. And, you know, we are the unsung heroes of the industry, but it's a lovely thing to do. It's a great thing to do. Just pulling songs out of the sky is just so exciting. I love it.